Welcome in to PFF's 2-Minute Drill, the Monday edition of the 2-Minute Drill. I'm Austin Gayle with my guys, Kevin Cole and Mike Renner. Kevin, I'm going to start with you. PFF is coming out with their PFF 50, ranking the 50 best players in the NFL right now. I know who's in the top 10. Tell me what the player that's released outside the top 10 that you think should be in the top 10.
Now, I'm going to dig deep here. I'm not only going to go outside the top 10, I'm going to go to a player who did not make the top 50 for us this year, and that's Jalen Ramsey, obviously the quarterback for the Los Angeles Rams. He's someone who was in the teens for us the last couple of years. He's fallen off somewhat in terms of grade, but if you talk about potential, you talk about talent, you talk about a guy who can line up anywhere and cover anywhere on the field, there's no one really like him. And if you think about how the NFL values a player like that, we saw the haul that he got in a trade market. So I'd say he'd be right up there with any non-quarterback in the league as far as how he's valued there. So I like him to bounce back this year, and I think he has a higher ceiling than almost anyone who's not in our top 10.
To me, it's Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Tyreek Hill. We had him at 22nd, but if I were starting a franchise, he would be my first pick after a quarterback. He is, to me, the most valuable position player in the NFL today with what he brings to the table, the way defenses have to account for him every single time, and the way he hits home runs seemingly at will in that Kansas City Chiefs offense. Him being 22nd, to me, was way, way, way too low.
Mike, you stole my guy. I was going to say Tyreek Hill as well. I mean, he's easily the most dangerous wide receiver in the NFL. You talk about Michael Thomas versus Julio Jones versus A.J. Green. Tyreek Hill is a legit game changer. Inside the slot, outside the slot, what he does with the ball in his hands, crazy athletic ability, crazy twitch for the position. Like, he is so dangerous. Forces defenses to react differently. I think I agree he should be up there in the top 10.
Now, a guy that Browns fans are hoping is going to jump into the top of our rankings next year is Baker Mayfield. So, Mike, I'm going to ask you, what is the key to seeing the Baker Mayfield that we saw as a rookie? What's the key for his turnaround in 2020?
Confidence. I truly believe that when Odell Beckham came into that locker room, Baker Mayfield ceded some of that swagger, some of that leadership role to Odell Beckham in that offense, and that's why we saw a decline in his play. He has to be the guy. He has to be that player we saw as a rookie and back at Oklahoma, that leader of the franchise. He gets that confidence back. I think you're going to see a bounce back year from Baker.
I mean, I have a similar answer. It's pocket presence. And it's the same concerns we saw at Oklahoma. As well as he graded at Oklahoma, you still saw concerns about his pocket presence and bailing out of clean pockets, seeing ghosts, if you will, to kind of give credit to Sam Darnold. But you saw that last year, bailing out of clean pockets, reacting to phantom pressure. Baker Mayfield can't afford to do that if he's going to get back to what we saw as a rookie. I mean, he had the second highest graded rookie season we've ever seen, right behind Russell Wilson, and then fell down dramatically, due in large part to a drop in pocket presence. I think it's confidence. I think it's pocket presence. He just needs to come in, own the line, own the huddle, really own the football field. And I think that's where Baker Mayfield gets better.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a similar theme here, and that's trust, but it's in two different areas. One, what we're going to see from the tackle play here. So he has to trust that he has that protection, and kind of like you mentioned, it's the pocket presence is going to come with that. And two, he has to trust where his receivers are going to be, and then he's going to be on the same page with them. If we saw what happened, in particular with Odell Beckham last year, it kind of looked like they were reading from different playbooks. So hopefully this year, with the new coaching in place, they'll have those reps, they'll have that trust there, and he can get back to being that player that we saw throw 70% plus completion percentage. He was near 65 as a rookie, and then it dropped way under 60%, where he just didn't seem to know what was going to happen. So he has to be able to trust those around him, and that can make the big difference in his game.
All right, George Kittle and the San Francisco 49ers are at an impasse in their contract talks. Top-tier tight ends in the NFL nowadays are making around $10 million a year, whereas top-tier wide receivers are making around $20 million a year. Where does George Kittle, Austin, deserve to end up contract-wise?
I think it's somewhere in between. I don't know if I'm ready to give George Kittle $20 million plus per year, given what he does, average depth of target, what he does down the football field. But you make him the highest paid tight end at $11 million per year. That's how much Tyrell Williams is making average per year. That's not okay. George Kittle is much better and offers much more value than Tyrell Williams and other receivers given $11, $12, $13 million per year. I think you meet him in the middle there, $15, $16 million. I think he's well worth that spend.
Yeah, I'm going to agree that he is worth it. I don't think he's worth top-tier money, as the tight end position normally isn't as valuable because it doesn't get down the field as much. But the reality of the market is he's just not going to see that, and that's because of the leverage that the 49ers have with the franchise tag. I mean, they're scheduled to pay him only $2 million next year. They could tag him 2 years. They could even tag him 3 years because it's at such a low amount that they're going to end up paying him way less than even $15 million a year on the tag. So they have that leverage against them. So Kittle getting above that $15 million mark is going to be really difficult unless the 49ers want to make a statement and just give the money to them. And we don't see teams doing that so often.
Yeah, George Kittle really is just screwed right now because of the fact that there aren't a lot of good tight ends in the NFL. And so they don't get paid a lot. And like you mentioned, with the franchise tag being the way it is, he kind of just has to eat that for a few years or else take a little above a market-setting deal. So I think he's worth in the $20 million range. I think he's that good because he wins down the football field. He has the speed to do it. But realistically, he's probably going to end up nowhere near that.
You want to get rid of me and get back to more great PFF YouTube content? All you have to do is push that button right there and subscribe. Thanks for watching.